Hey, what is up guys? So we're going to be doing the deck profile or deck recipe for the FTK Igknight deck. The one that was sent in from Photo Obama over here. This is the exact same deck that he played. You can obviously swap around some cards. Technically, you only need one Norden. You can actually still play the deck. Even if you don't FTK or OTK, then the deck still functions. You can still get out a bunch of cards in one turn. You still have access to Volcasaurs. You only need one Norden, so you can obviously swap that out relatively easy. But I'm going to give it to you guys as he has made it, and then you guys can kind of make some changes. But the deck is super consistent. There's 7 cards where if you open up with multiple of them, then you can't pull off the FTK, but pretty much majority of the time, if we go ahead and click shuffle, I can show you guys, we're going to have FTK pretty much every time. Like that would be an FTK. If we go ahead and hit shuffle again, this one would not be, but for the most part, sometimes some cards can work in combination, but for the most part, there are 7 cards where if you open up with 2 of those 7 cards, you cannot pull off the FTK, but it's like 80% of the time. It's really high win rate with this. But anyways, let's go and jump right into it. So it's basically 3 copies of all of them. So it's 3 copies of the Caliber, 3 copies of Riot, 3 copies of Dragunov, 3 copies of Musket, 3 copies of Eagle, and 3 copies of Magnum. Then we have 1 Elemental Hero, Blaze Man over here. I know, I got my alternate OCG artwork over here. But yeah, you only need 1 copy of that, and you need 1 copy of Violent Cube. And that's it for the monsters. Now, there's also this card that's really cool. I saw some builds that weren't playing this card, but there's no reason why you wouldn't want to have this. So it's called an Unexpected Guy. And it says you control no monsters, special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from the deck. Obviously, that works relatively well because you're able to just get out an Igknight. So it just thins the deck even harder. 3 copies of Reinforcement on the army. I honestly think that this card should not be at 3, but hey, it is. So it really helps out the deck. Then you have 3 copies of Terraforming. And then you have 1 copy of Fusion Substitute, which is basically what we're going to be using to actually bust out your card. And then we have 3 copies of Summoner's Art, 2 copies of a Refusion, so you can re-abuse Norden as hard as possible. And then we have 1 copy of Ghost Trick Museum. Now this doesn't really matter there's multiple Ghost Trick field spells, but it doesn't really matter which one you play. You're only going to go Alu card, and then you're going to make the Angel of Mischief, and then you're just going to go ahead and add this. That's the only purpose that it has, is that it is a field spell that you can add. So you can play any of them. Maybe, well, if you're trying to build this deck in real life, you don't have this one, you could, play, obviously, any of them. It's just used because you need a field spell. And then we have the Fusion Gate, which is going to let you Blaze Phoenix them. And then we have 3 copies of Chicken Race, and then we have Black Garden, as well as Ignition Phoenix. And this card's pretty good. There are a lot of... I actually started looking up the FTKs, and there's a lot of people that would not play this card, but it's an okay card. It's Ignite monsters, gain 3 attack, that's irrelevant. Once per turn, you can target 1 Ignite card you control, destroy it, and if you do, add 1 Ignite card from your deck to your hand. So, I mean, this is also a field spell that can technically be used, and then also, obviously, Ancient Fairy Dragon, pop it. Personally, for me, I think Pseudospace could be another replacement, if you guys don't know about this card. I'm not gonna... Let's type in space, alright? Asian eyes can't spell. Anyways, okay, it's P-S-E-U-D-O. But anyways, Pseudospace can also be great in this deck. I'm not sure if I would play 3 copies of it, but if you played like 1 copy instead of this, I could totally see that. That's like a suggestion that I can make real quick. And just as a heads up, some people were thinking about doing Upstart in this, because you can play a certain number of Upstarts. Obviously, if your opponent heals up, then that can cause extra problems, because you might not be able to FTK. But usually, it does depend if you go first or second, but usually you're still able to OTK through, or FTK. Well, if you're FTKing, then it doesn't really matter what they have on board. But if they have a bunch of stuff on board, it can be a little bit risky, because if your play doesn't go through, then those life points can actually make a huge difference. But you can try it out. It's all up to you, technically. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I don't think there's really anything else that we need to talk about. Oh, other than the extra deck. So the extra deck is 3 Blaze Phoenix, 2 Nordens. Although, like I said, you can get away with 1. So you can, if you want to make the deck so it can kind of play, even if it doesn't pull off the FTK or OTK, you can still kind of play. You can drop Norden and then maybe play something else, more usable cards in the extra deck, like, Excited Knight, 101, Castell, all those good stuff. And then next up, he's playing 3 copies of Ancient Fairy, 1 copy of number 42 Galaxy Tomahawk, 1 copy of number 39 Beyond the Hope, 1 Volcasaurus, 1 Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief, the Volvo Chain, number 58 Burner Visor. You're only using this card because it's a Pyro. I don't know if there's any other ones. Ghost Trick Audio card. Let's actually look that up. All right, so let's see if there is actually a rank 4 that is also a Pyro. Let's get rid of that. And we have the Infernal Flame Vixen, but this one does require 2 Pyro monsters to make it in the first place, so this is actually what is required. You have to play this card. I know we don't have it yet in the TCG, but we don't have these yet. So as soon as everything comes out in the TCG, as long as they don't update the ban list, like they keep this at 3, they go ahead and keep everything else, you know, at multiple that we need to actually pull up the FTK, then yeah, this deck is actually a threat. No joke. It's a very, very high win rate. Go try it out yourself if you don't believe me. Like, there's some people that, for whatever reason, oh, actually, we can test it right now. Let's go ahead and test let's do 3 games right now. So we're gonna go ahead and click sort. This will give us a rough example of the first 6 cards that we start out with. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm sorry, we have to hit shuffle. So we hit shuffle, and this hand right here, because we open up Violent Cube and Black Garden, and this, well. We technically also have Terraforming, but this would be a hand where I would say you probably couldn't FTK with, unless your opponent was like, here, let me activate 1 hit piece. Let's go ahead and do another one. So this one right here. Oh, okay, well, okay, that was two times where you open up with double refusion, and we open it with this. Let's hit shuffle again. Okay, this one right here, this would be an FTK. So at that point, that was 1 out of 3. That doesn't count. That was Dan's game. Okay, let's do another 3 right now. This is the real one. That was fakey. All right, let's hit shuffle. Bam, that's FTK. Right there, that's not an FTK, and then this is an FTK. So you guys can see, out of what we tried it 6 times, and 3 out of 6. I know that's 50%, but I swear those were just this thing's broken. I swear. All right, that over there would not be an FTK. That would be an FTK. This would well, you have this, so you can do it. Again, we're looking at the first. That's FTK right there. Over here, that's an FTK. Like, the majority of the time, you will be able to pull it off. So it's just this thing it's lying. So we pulled off like what 5 out of. I don't know how many times did we try it? Let's shuffle. Let's go. Oh, that one with Chicken Race. Oh, there we go. We're good on that one. We're good. This one we're good. Like you can try it out yourself. I just want to say, try it out yourself and just play the game, and you'll see how easy it is to FTK in this deck. It's really, really consistent. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Azneyes signing out.